All right, so let's dive into this whole manifestation thing. I
Yeah.
know you're already pretty familiar with the concept,
Yeah.
aligning your thoughts and actions
Right.
to achieve your goals.
Right.
But we're going deeper today. We're
Oh.
going to look at whether there's any real science behind it or if it's just, you know, wishful thinking.
Right.
Our source material for this deep dive is a podcast episode
Okay.
from the Mindset Lab
Uh-huh.
titled Manifestation, Myth or Magic.
Interesting.
It features a mindset coach who's got some interesting ideas.
Yeah, this coach definitely leans into the magic side of things,
Oh, really?
describing manifestation as a way to shape your reality with energy.
Okay.
But there are some skeptical voices out there too.
Right.
Folks who see it as just a bunch of woo-woo self-help stuff.
Well, I'm curious about this energy shaping business.
Yeah.
What kind of energy are we talking about?
Right.
And how does it actually, shape anything?
That's where the science comes in, at least partially.
Okay.
The coach uses the reticular activating system, or RAs, as an example.
Yes.
Yeah, it's this part of your brain that filters information based on what you're focusing on.
Okay.
You ever notice how once you buy a red car,
Uh-huh.
you suddenly see red cars everywhere?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
That's your RAs at work.
Okay, I get the red car analogy.
Mhm.
But how does that relate to, say, manifesting a new job?
The idea is that if you focus your thoughts and energy on a specific goal,
Okay.
your RAS will start filtering information in a way that helps you achieve it.
So you're saying it.
You'll be more attuned to opportunities, resources, and even people who
Ah.
can help you get to where you want to be.
So it's like priming your brain to see the path,
Exactly.
even if you don't know exactly what that path looks like yet.
Exactly. And that's just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
This coach actually lays out a 5-step framework
Process.
of manifestation.
Got it.
It starts with clarity,
Okay.
getting crystal clear about what you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
Thinking about your own goals,
sure.
how specific do you typically get when defining them?
Honestly, sometimes I'm better at the big picture than the nitty-gritty details.
Okay.
But I can see how being vague might lead to vague results.
Uh-huh.
Like you end up somewhere,
Right.
but it's not really where you want it to be.
That's a common pitfall.
Yeah,
This coach actually says that vague goals lead to vague results.
makes sense.
It's about shifting from I want a better job
Right.
to I want a job as a specific role at a specific type of company that allows me to specific desired outcome.
Oh, wow.
That level of detail
Yeah.
gives your RSEs and your actions something concrete to work towards.
It's like having a detailed map
Exactly.
instead of just knowing the general direction you want to go in.
Exactly. And that brings us to the next step, visualization.
Okay.
The coach encourages spending a few minutes each day,
Right.
visualizing yourself succeeding, really feeling the emotions associated with achieving your goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating that vivid mental picture
Right.
that primes your brain for action.
Now, I've heard about athletes using visualization to improve their performance.
Uh-huh.
But does it really apply to things like career goals or personal relationships?
The idea is that by repeatedly visualizing your desired outcome,
Okay.
you're strengthening the neural pathways associated with those feelings and actions.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
Your brain doesn't necessarily distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one.
So if you consistently visualize yourself nailing that presentation
Right.
or having a fantastic date,
Exactly.
your brain starts to believe it's possible,
Exactly.
which then influences your actual behavior.
Right. You're essentially training your subconscious mind
Wow.
to believe in your ability to achieve what you desire.
Okay.
And this leads nicely into the third step, affirmations.
Ah, yes. The classic, I am strong, I am powerful in the mirror routine.
Right.
But I've got to be honest, sometimes affirmations feel a bit cheesy.
I hear you.
Like, is just saying something out loud really going to change anything?
It's not just about saying it,
Okay,
it's about believing it.
right.
The coach suggests using present tense statements
Uh-huh.
that reinforce the state you want to achieve.
Okay.
So instead of I will be confident,
Yeah.
it's I am confident.
Check.
You're essentially rewiring your subconscious to align with that belief.
So it's like planting a seed in your mind and then watering it with those affirmations.
I like that analogy. And while affirmations can be powerful,
Right.
they're not enough on their own.
Okay.
That's where inspired action comes in the fourth step in the framework.
Okay, so this is where we move beyond the mental and into the real world.
Precisely. The coach emphasizes that it's not enough to just visualize and affirm.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready to take action when opportunities arise.
Okay.
They believe that opportunities will start appearing as if by magic, but you have to seize them.
But what if you're not seeing those opportunities?
Right.
What if you're feeling stuck?
Well, that's where the inspired part of inspired action comes in.
Okay.
It's about staying attuned to your intuition,
Right.
being open to new experiences, and taking regulated risks that align with your goals.
Mm.
You mentioned feeling stuck earlier.
Yeah, I did.
What's one area in your life where you're feeling that way right now?
Well, to be honest, I've been thinking about writing a book for years,
Uh-huh.
but haven't actually, you know, written it.
I see. So the goal is there,
Yeah.
but the action hasn't quite caught up yet.
Right.
This coach would likely say,
Yeah.
you need a dose of inspired action.
Okay.
What feels like the biggest roadblock for you in this situation?
I think it's a mix of fear and overwhelm,
Okay.
fear that it won't be good enough,
Hmm.
and feeling overwhelmed by the sheer scope of writing a whole book.
Right.
It's easy to get stuck in the planning and researching phase
Yeah.
and never actually start putting words on the page.
Those are very real and valid feelings.
Yeah.
And this is where combining inspired action with the previous steps
Okay.
we discussed can be really helpful. You've
Yeah.
already got clarity on your goal writing a book.
Yes.
How could you incorporate visualization and affirmations to tackle those feelings of fear and overwhelm?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I could try visualizing myself completing a chapter,
Okay.
feeling proud of the work I've done,
Uh-huh.
and maybe create an affirmation like, I am a capable writer and my words have value.
There you go. You're already starting to take those mental steps
Okay.
towards inspired action.
Right.
And remember, action doesn't have to be this huge, overwhelming thing.
Yeah.
It can start small.
Okay.
What's one tiny step you could take today towards writing your book?
I could commit to writing for just 15 minutes today.
Okay.
No editing, no overthinking,
Mm.
just 15 minutes of getting words down.
That's a perfect example of inspired action.
Okay.
It's about breaking down the larger goal
Right.
into manageable steps and focusing on the present moment.
Yeah.
And who knows, those 15 minutes might turn into 30.
Okay. Right.
Then an hour, and before you know it,
Wow.
you've got a whole chapter done.
It's amazing how just shifting your perspective can make such a difference.
It really is.
Okay, so we've covered clarity, visualization, affirmations,
Uh-huh.
and inspired action.
Right.
What's the final piece of this manifestation framework?
The fifth and final step is gratitude.
Okay.
The coach emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and appreciating the small wins along the way.
Got it.
It's about shifting your focus from what you lack
Right.
to what you already have, creating a more positive and receptive mindset.
So even if I only managed to write for 5 minutes today,
Yeah.
I should be grateful for that 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Instead of beating myself up for not writing more.
Exactly. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect.
Okay.
It's about finding the good in every situation,
Right.
even the messy, imperfect ones.
Yeah.
It's about celebrating those small victories
Uh-huh.
because they contribute to the larger journey.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've got the 5 steps down.
Okay.
But this coach also talks about common mistakes
Yes.
people make when trying to manifest their desires.
Yeah.
I'm guessing impatience tops the list.
You nailed it. The coach says impatience is a major manifestation killer. People expect instant results.
Yeah.
And when they don't see them,
Right.
they give up thinking it doesn't work.
Makes sense.
They forget that manifestation is a process, not a microwave.
Yeah, it's like planting a seed
Right.
and then digging it up every day to see if it's sprouted yet.
Exactly.
You've got to give it time and trust the process.
Exactly. And speaking of trust,
Okay.
the second mistake the coach highlights is self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Okay.
Those negative thoughts like, I'm not good enough,
Right.
or I don't deserve this,
Yeah.
can really sabotage your efforts.
Because if you don't believe you're worthy of receiving what you desire,
Uh,
you might subconsciously block it from coming into your life.
right. It's like having one foot on the gas pedal
Oh, yeah.
and the other on the brake.
Okay.
You're sending mixed signals to the universe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not going to know which way to go.
Okay, impatience and self-doubt. Got it.
Yes.
What's the third manifestation mistake to avoid?
The coach cautions against passivity.
Okay.
It's not enough to just meditate, visualize, and affirm.
Right.
You need to take real-world action
Uh-huh.
when the opportunities present themselves.
So it's not just about wishing and hoping.
Right.
It's about taking responsibility for shaping your own reality.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that you are a co-creator of your life.
Wow.
While visualization and positive thinking are important,
Mm-hmm.
they need to be paired with aligned action.
It reminds me of that quote, the universe rewards action.
Yes.
You've got to put yourself out there to receive the blessings.
I love that.
Now, this coach isn't just talking theory.
Right.
They actually shared a story about one of their clients
Uh-huh.
who successfully manifested her dream job.
Yes, a great example.
Yeah.
This anecdote is a great illustration
Yeah.
of how the principles we've been discussing
Mm-hmm.
can work in a real-life scenario.
Yeah, right.
What stood out to you about her story?
Well, she really wanted this specific job
Okay.
and was willing to put in the work.
Uh-huh.
She visualized herself in the role,
Right.
feeling the joy and satisfaction of working there.
Yes.
But she didn't just sit back and wait for the job to fall into her lap.
Right. She was proactive.
Yeah, she actively networked, updated her resume,
Uh-huh.
and basically put herself out there.
Right. She took concrete steps towards her goal,
Yeah.
demonstrating the importance of inspired action.
And then what seemed like a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
A recruiter contacted her about a perfect opportunity.
But was it really luck, or was it her focused intention and actions
Hmm.
attracting the right opportunity?
Right.
That's where the power of the RES comes into play again.
Wow.
By consistently focusing on her goal and taking aligned action,
Mm-hmm.
she likely became more attuned to opportunities
Yeah.
that might have otherwise passed her by.
And the best part? She landed the job
Yes.
and got a 30% raise. Talk about manifesting abundance.
It's a powerful example of how aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions can create incredible results.
Wow.
But I think it's also important to note
Okay.
that her success wasn't just about the final outcome.
Uh-huh.
It was about the journey itself.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine if she had given up
Okay.
after a few weeks of not hearing back from any potential employers,
Right.
or if she had let self-doubt creep in
Uh-huh.
and convince her she wasn't qualified.
Right.
Her success came from her unwavering commitment to the process,
Mm-hmm.
even when she couldn't see the immediate results.
That's a great point. It's not just about the destination.
Exactly.
It's about trusting the journey and believing in yourself.
Yes.
Even when things get tough, it really highlights the importance of persistence and self-belief, right?
Absolutely.
It's not a quick fix.
Right.
It's a commitment to showing up for yourself and your dreams,
Uh-huh.
even when it's challenging.
And this coach actually encourages people to start small,
Okay?
especially if they're new to manifestation or feeling a bit skeptical.
Right.
Instead of trying to manifest $1 million or a private island right off the bat,
Yeah.
they suggest focusing on something simple, like finding the perfect parking spot.
So like you're driving around a crowded parking lot
Yeah.
and you visualize that empty spot right near the entrance
Uh-huh.
and suddenly it appears.
Exactly. It's about building your manifestation muscles
Okay.
by starting with smaller, more achievable goals.
Right.
As you experience those small wins, your belief in the process grows,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel more empowered to tackle bigger goals.
It's like building confidence, right?
Exactly.
Well, if you can manifest a parking spot, maybe you can manifest a great coffee date
Right.
or even a new client for your business.
Precisely. And those seemingly insignificant wins can have a ripple effect
Wow.
on your overall mindset.
Okay.
They reinforce the idea that you have some level of influence over your reality,
Right.
which can then inspire you to set bigger and bolder intention.
I'm starting to see how this all ties together.
Yeah.
It's not just about wishful thinking.
Right.
It's about actively participating in shaping your life
Mm-hmm.
while remaining open to possibilities.
Yes. And it's about recognizing that you have more power than you might realize.
Okay.
It's about tapping into your inner resources and believing in your ability to create positive change.
So to wrap things up, this coach's approach to manifestation emphasizes a blend of focused intention,
Yes.
positive action, and belief in the process.
Right.
It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions to achieve your goals,
Uh-huh.
while also being patient and persistent along the way.
And it's about understanding that manifestation isn't a magic wand that grants your every whim.
Right.
It's a framework for aligning yourself with your desires
Okay.
and taking inspired action to bring them into reality.
And remember, you don't have to subscribe to every single idea or technique
Right?
to benefit from the core principles.
Exactly.
What resonates with you most from this deep dive?
Hmm.
What feels like something you could experiment with this week?
Yeah?
Maybe start with that parking spot,
Uh-huh.
or perhaps you're feeling bold and ready to tackle something bigger.
The key is to approach it with a sense of curiosity and playfulness.
Okay.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Right.
Just see what happens when you consciously set an intention and take aligned action.
This has been a fascinating exploration.
It has.
And I'm definitely feeling inspired to incorporate some of these principles into my own life.
Me too.
What about you?
Yeah.
Have your thoughts on manifestation shifted at all after this deep dive?
I think it's always valuable to challenge our assumptions
Mm-hmm.
and explore new perspectives, even if we don't fully embrace every concept.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe we'll both be manifesting parking spots and dream jobs before we know it.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up here.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation.
It was fun.
Until next time, keep those intentions clear, those actions inspired, and those minds open
Yes.
to the endless possibilities that